Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran. Today we're gonna switch gears a little bit since the alpha servers came down for a moment, which means during the time I'm recording this, potentially a new build could be going up. Could it be the Maldraxxus or Ardenwald leveling area, or maybe more classes added into Torghast? I guess only time will tell. In this video, we're going to be talking about the potential release date almost confirmed for Shadowlands, or at least the basic time period where we should be expecting this expansion's release. The information coming out does mean we might be waiting for Shadowlands for quite a while, but that might be a good thing in the long run. So let's take a look at what happened recently. So recently, for Blizzard Entertainment, they had a financial call talking about their earnings for the 2020. And they actually had a lot of good news. Just about every single game in their department is doing really well, even those on the Activision side with Call of Duty, but that makes sense since everybody is stuck indoors. During the end of that call, J. Allen Bragg did pop in a little bit of quote talking about the potential on-track release of Shadowlands during a very specific time period. The quote reads as such: "Our teams have done a really good job in shifting to work from home. We were able to welcome select players into the closed alpha for Shadowlands last month, and thanks to the hard work of the team, Shadowlands is on track to launch in Q4 of this year." There's a lot of things to unpack here, but let's take it one step at a time. First of all, they talked about being on track for Q4. I'm not a financial kind of guy, and I don't have that kind of background. I'm more of an IT guy, but doing a quick Google search, the months that reside in the Q4 of a fiscal year would be October, November, and December. So Blizzard is at least planning on at least one of those months to be the release for Shadowlands. They said on track. That means they can be off track. That means if there's any kind of delays or any kind of issues that come in anywhere between the alpha, the beta cycles, and of course, everybody being indoors, developers not being able to be at the office all the time, it could slow things down in the future. Some players have guessed maybe potentially 2021 might be the year that Shadowlands comes out, or maybe it might be a good time to wait all the way until then. This year just has been not that great. Maybe it's a good idea just to wait until all things blow over, and then we can enjoy our Shadowlands expansion in peace. But let's pretend that Shadowlands is going to be on track, and let's pretend that there's not going to be any hitches within expansion in order to slow it down, that the expansion is going to be releasing as intended. What is a plausible date? Well, WoW had actually provided a full comprehensive list of other World of Warcraft launches, starting from Classic World of Warcraft into Burning Crusade, Wrath, Kata, and every one of them. And I'm actually surprised how many of them in Q4. Wrath of Lich King with November 13th, Cataclysm with December 10th, and Warlords of Draenor with November 13th. I'll be honest, the last two expansions that I've experienced were in Legion August 30th and Battle for Azeroth August 14th. And I felt that since they've done this twice with expansions in a row, it felt that August might be a possibility. Hell, they even did Classic World of Warcraft in August. But on the realistic standards, we do have Shadowlands Alpha and everything that we have to test on the Alpha. And from seeing all the things we have to test, we know that it's not fully done. First of all is the alpha. We only have a set amount of classes in Torghast, only a set amount of zones to test, only a set amount of dungeons to play. There's still a lot of class changes happening. Not every class covenant ability has been played with. We don't have any soul binds with covenants themselves or any meaningful progressions with covenants, let alone any of the other features that are to come, like legendaries, which is supposed to be huge in terms of the gameplay. Changing the gameplay maybe in as massive ways as Legion legendaries did, or maybe in minor, but still a system that needs to be yet tested. I think a lot of us can agree the longer this game stays in the alpha beta cycle, the cleaner it can get, the more developed it can get, the better. It'll be very disappointing for Shadowlands to come out and then have it be the non-finished product. But let's say, just for the ease of it, what if Blizzard is releasing Shadowlands in November? It is a month in between of all the months and would feel like a decent average to look at. Maybe even 13th of November, as long as it's not Friday the 13th, I think would be a decent launch window. But what can Blizzard do while we wait for Shadowlands? Because if it's going to be in November, that's a 6-month wait starting now, or at least around that time. That's quite a wait. So what could Blizzard do in order to alleviate some of this weight? Because it's gonna take quite a while. I mean, me and my guild just recently killed N'Zoth on Mythic. So we got our cutting edge, we're getting our mounts little by little, but I cannot imagine myself playing Neolotha for the next 6 months. So one of the things that Blizzard could do, and this is where I want to just throw out a couple ideas in terms of what they can do to alleviate that wait, is push the pre-patch a little bit early. Normally Blizzard does the pre-patch like a month or two or somewhere around that timeline before the actual expansion release. So maybe they could push it up a little bit earlier for us to start with the brand new questing systems and class changes. That could give players enough of gameplay changes in order to keep playing the game with brand new features. The quest pathing would be different. The brand new questing system with its brand new island is going to be new and exciting. The class changes are going to be quite fun to play in arenas and in battlegrounds and just to mess around and getting used to stuff. And maybe Blizzard could add on top of all this more invasions, kind of like how they did Legion invasions back in the day. Except, I guess with Shadowlands you could do like Maw invasions, where the denizens of Maw, like the same guys you'll see in Torghast, are invading the Stormwind Orgrimmar, and you can collect toys and other items and mounts and maybe specific transmogs that have to do with Shadowlands. Something cool for players to do to log in from time to time besides just raids, dungeons, questing, and PvP. Another possibility could be a patch 8.3.5 to give us more stuff to do while we're waiting for Shadowlands. Maybe some sort of a quest line where we follow the trails of Sylvanas, where we know where she will end up at the Icecrown Citadel, but slowly follow in her trails, where Blizzard could maybe fill in more details to bridge the gap between the story of Battle for Azeroth and how Sylvanas ends up leading herself to fight the Lich King at the time, Bolvar himself. Something cool just to give players a little bit of a scavenger hunt, maybe some new events, or maybe even more catch-ups. I mean, I feel like we already have so many catch-ups in the game right now, but how else would you be able to do it? I guess they could maybe do easier catch-ups by nerfing bosses even further, giving us even more gear, allowing us to get better gear through weeklies like the time walking events and dungeon events and so forth. But I guess only time will tell what Blizzard will do with this. I mean, this is going to be quite a bit of a wait, but I think it's going to be worth. Shadowlands is looking like a very exciting expansion, and something Blizzard could maybe do is start putting out more invites to the alpha, more invites to the beta, or maybe add some sort of in-game events outside of Shadowlands in order to get people's curiosity about the next expansion more up there. I guess there's a lot of things they could do, and I want to throw out a couple ideas. It's not a lot, but I guess it's better than nothing. What do you guys feel about Shadowlands? Do you think November sounds like about the release? Maybe October? Maybe December? And in your favorite situation, how long would you say Shadowlands needs to cook in the oven before it's ready for release? Also, let me know your thoughts. What do you think we should be doing while we have ourselves the wait for Shadowlands? Maybe some sort of other events and good ideas Blizzard could do for classes and in-game features right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see all of you guys in another video.